Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Good Thursday evening, everybody. You're going to have to excuse the throat. I have had a bit of a cold this week. Not to worry, not to worry. Saw my doctor today. Everything's good. Saw my cardiologist. But I would be remiss if I did not start, because I just walked in the door a few moments ago, because tomorrow is a big day. It's this young lady's birthday. But today was semi-annual cardiologist day, and everything, I think, went swimmingly well, except I am now on a new medication called Vasipa to bring down my triglycerides. So now my morning regimen will be 8 pills every morning, 5 pills at night. Damn, heart disease sucks, but I'm still here. In fact, I'd lost a little weight. She was happy with that. Those of you who know me well know I'm not, if I weigh 175, that's considered overweight for me. But I've lost a little bit of weight. She was happy with that. The defibrillator, they downloaded the information, smooth as silk from October until today. And here's the funny part. When they finished downloading the information and wiping the drive clean, and it's all done with a little thing, he just sits right there and it downloads and goes from there. When that's finished, he then tests he is able to increase my heart rate. To make sure that it is functioning correctly and it brings me back into a normal heart rhythm. It's not really a pacemaker, but it will function as one until the last resort when it knocks you on your ass. So that's it. I go back in July and I'm still here. 6 heart attacks, quintuple bypass, and 8 stents later, I'm still here. Is that not a gift from God? Now I can just figure out why the hell he's letting me stick around so long, Well, yesterday we got us a new president. And yes, everybody who knows me knows I voted for Joe Biden. My Republican Party has been literally destroyed, and it's not the same Republican Party that I knew and loved. And it was so refreshing yesterday to see what should happen happened. And that's all former presidents being at the inauguration of a new leader of our country. Except there was one missing, and that was the outgoing president. He decided to leave. I got a problem with that. I got a huge problem with that. It is a fraternity like no other, former presidents. And if you look at the relationship today between President Carter, who was not there, I mean, he's 98 years old. He was not there. But Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama were there. And the genuine affection that those men feel for each other, you can see it. You can see that brotherhood with only there's 5 living presidents. Only one of them will never be admitted to the club. But to see the relationship that has happened between Bill Clinton and George W. Bush is amazing. And the relationship between Barack Obama and George W. Bush. These people are genuinely friends. But the inauguration is over. He signed a boatload of executive orders yesterday, one being the Keystone Pipeline, stopping the border wall, a mask mandate on all federal properties. How it would be enforced, who knows? But at least the effort's being made. And then today, looks like Amazon has stepped up and they want to be involved in the distribution of the COVID vaccine. And I've already seen people raising hell saying they're not going to buy from Amazon anymore. Who the hell are you going to buy from? Boycotts do not work. They have never worked. They just don't work. The saddest part of the whole situation is you still have people like Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, all still on there with their damn babbling bullshit about the election. It's over, people. Move on. Speaking of elections, we've got one coming up in the city of Chattanooga, and there are so many candidates for mayor. Well, I've made my choice. Realistically, there are only 2 that stand a snowball's chance in hell of winning. Either Kim White or Tim Kelly. Kim White ran the River City Corporation for a long time, and she was the person responsible for what is now the Business Improvement District downtown, where downtown merchants, whatever, are assessed more taxes that are collected by the city of Chattanooga for whatever reason. To beautify downtown. Downtown Chattanooga is not bad, folks. Basically, all this damn harebrained idea was to get her foot in the door. Hello, up in Knoxville, Marcia. Hey, Scooter. Hello, Susan. Hello, Kim. I'm sorry I didn't see you guys. It's just a money grab, and with the pie in the sky that The streets are going to get paved. The garbage is going to get picked up. All sorts of bullshit that'll never happen. But the businesses have to pay that, or whatever this corporation is now called can put these people out of business, because that tax is collected by the city of Chattanooga, and that property can go for a back tax sale. So that's why I will not support that woman. That's a good way to drive business out of downtown Chattanooga, which is, if you're as old as I am, you can remember when downtown Chattanooga was nothing. Nothing in the 70s and 80s. Downtown was gone. And that's what this thing will do. That's why, mark the date. And this is, I mean, I know I have a lot of folks that live in North Georgia, up in Knoxville, down in Alabama, but this is for my friends in Chattanooga. This is for my friends here. That's why I support this man as the next mayor of Chattanooga.
I love Chattanooga. There's really not a better explanation for it than that. I've been here all of my adult life. I've raised my kids here. I've had my career here. I've spent 30 years in the nonprofit world here. And I know the city can do better. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and entrepreneurs hate one thing more than anything else, and that's wasted potential. And the city's got so much unrealized potential. And I think my highest calling is to make the city, see the city, live up to its potential. I grew up in a family where community service was just expected. It's just what you did. I went through Leadership Chattanooga here in 1992, which introduced me to the broader nonprofit community, and I've been volunteering in the community ever since. So I've got the perspective from a business and economic development perspective, but I've got a really broad perspective of Chattanooga from all these different angles through the nonprofit community. When I got back to Chattanooga, my dad put me to work selling used cars. You know, it taught me that nobody cared how smart you are. What matters is outcome, is what you do. Small business teaches you that intention is nothing without outcome. And I think that's why small business people really get better at organizational management and at really being focused on getting things done. It's been 16 years since we had a mayor who had a business background, and I think the city could stand a tune-up.
We're just going to leave it there. We're kind of having some video issues, but I wholeheartedly support Tim Kelly for mayor of Chattanooga. I think you will see a stark difference in the way Chattanooga has been run and will be run under Tim Kelly. Now, one former mayor has endorsed Kim White, and that's John Kinsey. And Kinsey owns so much downtown that these people, if they're not able to pay this increased tax, he stands to probably profit from it. So if you live in Chattanooga, I urge you to support and go vote for Tim Kelly in March. The nice thing about Chattanooga city elections, you do not declare a party. They're nonpartisan elections. It's just whoever's on the ballot, and it doesn't have Democrat, doesn't have Republican on it. But if you look at what Tim Kelly and the success he has had with Chattanooga Football Club, Kelly Cadillac Subaru, which are now Crown, it speaks for itself. This man is wholeheartedly behind improving the city of Chattanooga. Getting back to the inauguration, Lady Gaga did the national anthem. Great job. J-Lo did a great job on her performance. But if there was ever any doubt who the number one entertainer in the world is, that was all removed yesterday when it was closed out by Garth Brooks. You could tell he was nervous. But that rendition of Amazing Grace, how many of you, if you'll remember, he asked everybody to join in. How many of you sang out loud or, followed along in your mind with Amazing Grace? That was just absolutely inspiring. And now you see it all over social media. One, they were condemning his wardrobe. It's Garth Brooks. He wore a pair of jeans, ropers, starch shirt, sport coat, and his hat. It's Garth Brooks. Would you expect anything less? You expected Lady Gaga to come out dressed rather wildly. J-Lo was dressed to the nines. Now, they were asked by the inaugural committee. Garth was personally asked by Dr. Jill Biden. Asked him Monday if he would do it. But what was amazing is when he finished and the absolute admiration from the former presidents. If you'll notice, hugged Bill Clinton and Hillary. Hugged George W. Bush and Laura Bush. Hugged President Obama and kissed Michelle. And now we've got every swinging redneck out there. I'm no more Garth Brooks. He's a socialist. No more Garth. Oh, go to hell. I do not let an entertainer's politics get in the way of whether I am entertained by them. I don't do it. If you make the decisions on what music you listen to or what movies you watch or what television shows based on the politics, and I'm talking entertainment. I'm not talking that dumbass Sean Hannity, that piece of crap Tucker Carlson, that raving lunatic Don Lemon. I'm talking about entertainment. They are allowed to have an opinion. They are Americans. They're not trying to force, hey, Alan, they're not trying to force their opinion on you. They're just stating their opinion. Frank Sinatra, for crying out loud, campaigned for John F. Kennedy. Frank Sinatra had a huge hand in John F. Kennedy being elected president. A huge hand, because it was Chicago mob boss Sam Giancana, a personal friend of Frank Sinatra, who got out the vote in Chicago, which led to the election of John F. Kennedy. And then just 20 years later, Frank Sinatra is campaigning for Ronald Reagan. Go figure. So don't give me the bullshit that just because Garth Brooks appeared at the inauguration of Joe Biden, that you no longer will listen to Garth Brooks. Word to your mother. Garth Brooks is the biggest selling solo recording artist of all time. Sorry for all you Michael Jackson fans, Elton John fans. It's not even freaking close, the number of records Garth has sold compared to those others. No other artist packs stadium after stadium after stadium. But there was a concert last night. Does that mean that people who were in their formative years of the 80s are no longer going to listen to Bon Jovi? I don't listen to Bon Jovi for one reason: the way they treated Richie Sambora. But if it comes on the radio or something, I'm not going to turn it off because John Bon Jovi appeared last night at the inauguration concert. My favorite band for the last few years has been the Foo Fighters. Are they going to catch the backlash? No. Because most of their fans have open minds. And realistically, most country music fans have open minds. It's just they're force-fed, bro country that you have to listen to on US 101 now. Let's talk about payola. The payola scandals of the late 50s. It's just as prevalent now. The record companies are telling radio stations what to play. And part of that is because most radio stations are part of a big multi-station corporation like Cumulus, iHeartRadio, Clear Channel, that own hundreds of radio stations, and you don't even have a local program director anymore. It's all programmed for you at corporate, who gets their skids greased by the record companies. That's why you get shit like Florida Georgia Line. That's why you get shit like Jason Aldean. That's why you get crap like Luke Bryan. That's why you never hear Garth Brooks on US 101. You never hear George Strait on US 101. You never hear George Jones, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings. You have to go to WUUQ to hear real country music. So don't give me this bullshit that just because Garth performed yesterday, you're not going to have anything to do with them. If you're one of those people, go away. Far, far, far away. Please. Let's give the man a chance. But in my humble opinion, what needs to happen, this impeachment deal needs to stop. You want to create a little bit of unity in this country immediately, drop the impeachment. The House has already done it. Senate Leader Schumer, just drop it. Don't pursue it. Donald Trump will never run for president again. Your worst nightmare is Donald Jr. and his concubine. If you don't know what a concubine is, Look it up. It's a polite way of calling someone a tramp. Keep in mind who Kimberly Guilfoyle's ex-husband is. She is a gold digger of the first degree. Her ex-husband is California Gavin Newsom. And now she's hooked up with Donnie Jr. That should be your worst nightmare come true, is that bit runs in 2024. But just to lighten things up a little bit, University of Tennessee does have a new athletic director, and boy, they could have not made a better choice. This one totally shocked me because that's why I didn't mention it the other night as a possibility. But this had to be in the works. This didn't happen between the time Jeremy Pruitt and Philip Fulmer were cut loose and today. This was already in the works. Had to have been. But to Tennessee's credit, they kept this under the radar. But Danny White, longtime athletic director at the University of Central Florida in Orlando. If I am correct, it is the second largest public university in this country. Over 60,000 students. That dwarfs Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. That dwarfs almost every freaking SEC school. But what he has been able to accomplish, like I said the other night when we were just talking in general, for the group of 5 conferences, the American Conference, the MAC, the WAC, the Sun Belt, that group, UCF is the measuring stick. And most of our athletic teams are successful. And Tennessee could not have done any better than hiring Danny White. No, he is not the former quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm in trouble with a cigar stand lit tonight. I know y'all expect me to be sitting here smoking my cigar, relaxing. Red Solo cup. I see my daughter's out there. I hope your mother did see that I referred to her as my first ex-wife. But they could have not made a better choice than Danny White. Now we just have to wait and see who the next head coach is. But, man, they are dropping like flies off the roster. Eric Gray, superb little running back. He's entered the transfer portal. Toto or Tutu or whatever his name is. Like I said, Tennessee has more players in the transfer portal than any other school. Man, was it that bad up there? Hello, Angie. Was it that bad? Yes, Angie. I did get my hair cut off. I have cultivated the 1960s style. Only thing I need now is Vitalis or Brill cream. But We're just going to have to wait and see. Will it be Kevin Steele? I think there's going to be a lot of conversation between the new athletic director and Coach Steele over the next few days. Everybody throw up a prayer for Angie. Looks like she's going to be facing some medical issues. And I'm not going to mention any names, but a dear friend of mine, keep her in your thoughts, please. And cancer has returned, and it's being very aggressive. And this is a friend that I care about a lot. So just keep them. I'm not going to mention names, but keep them in your thoughts, please. Not much else going on today other than the trip to the doctor. And holy shit, this new medication they've put me on, Vasipa, a 30-day supply, if you don't have insurance, is $191 is the average price. With Good RX, it's $80. Angie, my doctor said I'm fine. I go back in 6 months. I go back in June for an echocardiogram. They're going to do an echo of my heart. They do that every couple of years. And then just the regular follow-up the next month once she gets the results back. I thanked her today for keeping me alive for the last 3 years. But that's about it. Don't have a whole lot else going on. We'll be back Sunday night at 7. So between now and 7, hopefully my voice gets a little bit better. This weather has played havoc with my sinuses. The consistent dampness, then, dry, sunshine, then it's rainy again. And I just have to get out in it enough to where it's a pain in the ass. But I'll clue you in on something. We're going to go back to COVID for a minute. When I was leaving the Erlanger Medical Mall today, CVS had just got the CVS there in the lobby of the medical mall had just gotten a pretty big shipment of the COVID vaccine. You can just about assume that's going to be for Erlanger employees. And that's okay. But I still want mine. So thank you, Mr. Bezos of Amazon, for getting on board to help distribute it. We all know that was a open political move. Jeff Bezos did not like Donald Trump. Joe Biden is sworn in. Amazon steps up and says, hey, we will help you distribute it. And who else has such a distribution chain as Amazon? Walmart can't even rival Amazon anymore. Amazon is one of the main reasons Hamilton Place Mall has had to go bankrupt. So, it is what it is. But we're going to get out of here. We will be back Sunday. I'm trying to think what the first game of the championship Sunday is. I think the first game is the Buffalo Bills. And that does not surprise me, Tina. Amazon, the second largest employer in the United States. But between games or whatever, we will be back here Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Once again, a very, very, very happy birthday to my daughter, Amy. She's going to go she's going to go out of town for her birthday. More power to her. She has stayed sober all this time. I'm so very proud of her, and you guys are a big part of it. So we're going to get out of here. We will be back Sunday night, Sunday at 7 o'clock. Until then, as always, be kind to each other. Okay? Good night.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Without a doubt.